What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my videos. I'm Steven, this is Eau-de-Treasure, and I make videos about discontinued, vintage, rare, and interesting fragrances that I find here in Japan. That's my hobby, and that's the fragrance of this video inside this box. This came to my door this morning, and this is a vintage classic from the early 90s, 1992, from Aubusson, and this is Aubusson Homme. Don't know anything about this fragrance, don't even remember this back when I was in high school at that time. Time to open this one up and date the bottle and box and see when it came out, see if I have a vintage or see if I have a new one, because you can still buy this, they still make this. The company Aubusson is still around, and let's see if it smells any good, because it has been opened, so I'm going to spray this one and tell you what I think. Here it is, Aubusson Homme, and this isn't the first Aubusson fragrance I've ever owned. They have Aubusson fragrances at TJ Maxx and Marshalls and Ross and Burlington, and I bought one called Plush Leather like 6 years ago because it smelled good at the store, and I was in Japan and I decided to just get rid of it and just sell it because it really wasn't that, the performance sucked on it, even though it smelled really nice. And it wasn't on Fragrantica. Then all of a sudden, a year later, it went on Fragrantica and it was getting all this hype as a Creed Aventus clone. But it really wasn't a Creed Aventus clone. It had citruses and it had suede leather, but it didn't smell like Creed Aventus, and I didn't regret it at all. It was like 15 bucks when I bought it. No big deal. But this one, maybe this one's a big deal. The listing said it was a 30 ml, and I could see in the picture that it was actually a 50 ml. So maybe I got a pretty good deal on this. I got this for 1,500 Japanese yen, 1,500 Japanese yen, $10 or less than 10 bucks. Can you tell if this is a vintage bottle from the box? There's the big barcode. It's from 1992, so of course there'd be a barcode on it, even if it was the first year. Let's look at this part. There is a list of ingredients here. This kind of like list of ingredients started in the mid to late 90s. So maybe this is late 90s at the earliest. There's a batch code 27-8M3E. There's an EMB number on it. So I wonder if anything will come up when I look this up on Check Fresh. All right, guys, I checked. Unfortunately, Aubusson batch codes are not supported on a few websites I checked, so there's nothing there. Can't tell you when it came out. It just looks like maybe mid to late 90s. Maybe this is original. Maybe this is 1992. Let's look at the inside. If I can open this. Yeah, it looks kind of vintage, doesn't it? Just the packaging. There's no brochure or anything in there. And there's no Japanese sticker on it, so this was bought and brought back to Japan. Bought overseas and brought back. Let's take a look at the bottle. Aubusson Homme Eau de Toilette. Fairly clean bottle. Looks like it's like new. Is it full? Yeah, this is like new. Cap is like a really thin aluminum metal cap. The sprayer. This does look kind of vintage to me. Let's look at the bottom before I spray it. Aubusson Homme 50 ml made in France with a sticker on it. Yeah, I'd say this is a 90s. I don't know if it's the first year. It's got a 2 on it. All right, it's got the 27/. Let's give it a smell test and see what it smells like. Nice sprayer, came right out. Nice big puff. I'll tell you what I think of this one. Don't know who the perfumer is, but this is an aromatic woody fragrance from 1992. It only has 83 votes, and it is rated a 4.1 on Fragrantica. So this is an example of a classic that nobody really knows about or talks about, but there are some pretty good reviews that I was reading. And it has some amazing notes. It has some great, great classic notes that you would expect. A whole ton of notes, starting with the top notes. Mandarin orange, juniper berries, artemisia, green notes, aldehydes, basil, and lemon. In the mid notes, fir, cinnamon, cyclamen, geranium, jasmine, and carnation. And in the base notes, patchouli, oak moss, labdanum, leather, amber, sandalwood, and musk. And boy, does this smell great. This smells like something, yeah, how can I describe this? It kind of reminds me of a Calvin Klein fragrance. Maybe something like Obsession without the spice. Maybe even Eternity if it had a little bit more spice in it. Wow, I can smell the cinnamon. The cinnamon gives it a little bit of sweetness. And the green notes. Yeah, this one is really cool. This is a nice fragrance. If this was made by a popular designer, more people would be talking about this as a great vintage fragrance, but I guess nobody knows about it because it's Aubusson. As for the smell-alikes, the thumbs up smells like or reminds me of is something called Bogart Witness. Other votes for Balenciaga Pour Homme. A couple votes for Ted Lapidus Pour Homme, but I don't think it smells like Ted Lapidus. But maybe a little bit, actually, as I'm smelling it more. Maybe a little bit like a Lapidus. It does smell like the 90s, like the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. It does kind of remind you, it's green. Think of Gucci Nobile if you had like cinnamon and a little bit of orange and aldehydes in it. So pretty cool, this vintage fragrance. I'd love to see a modern one. I can't find any boxes like this on eBay that show this. Let me know what you think, guys. When do you think this bottle was released? My guess is mid to late 90s. Now, I got this for about $10, this 50 ml. I think it's a vintage bottle. I'm happy about that. I see that this is still for sale on eBay. If you guys want to try this one, I don't know how the modern formulation is, but this is a blast from the past. If you're interested in something that smells like the late 80s or the early 90s, you could get a small 30 ml for about $10 or $12 and about $20 to $22 for this bottle of 50 ml. But the big ones, the 100 mLs, are up there. They're like $50 or $60, and those might be for vintage ones, but you could still buy and experience this fragrance if you're interested. That's all I have for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you're having a great day out there. Hope you liked the video. Give me a thumbs up if you did. And subscribe if you want to see more discontinued vintage, rare, interesting fragrances, and some modern fragrances. Sometimes I do reviews, but I'm not really a reviewer. I don't want to call myself a reviewer. I'm like an unreviewer. You know that channel Sense with Benefits with Jeremy's brother Camille? He calls himself an unfluencer. I want to call myself an unreviewer. I don't do reviews. I just tell you what I think and show you some really cool fragrances on my channel, guys. Let me know down below what you think of this fragrance or this video, and thanks for watching. See you in the next video, guys. Take care.